Hey folks, welcome back. Thank you for following along with me again as I fulfill some orders. I think in my November video last year, I talked about how I really wanted to squeeze in one more shop update before the end of the year, like before 2023, and I kept my word. I was able to do one more shop restock along with some pre-order slots. So these pre-orders were for plushies, punch needle bags, and of course my wall art, like my vegan taxidermy characters, and that totaled up to about 20 pre-order pieces I had to make. So that was in mid-December. I gave myself 3 to 4 weeks to finish and like ship out these orders, and I also made that quite clear on my website, like so my customers would know that. You might say like, okay Michelle, why does it take you this much time? Well, I was considering the fact that I work a 9 to 5, so I was really working and making these orders in the hours outside of my full-time job. In any case, I'm very grateful. I enjoyed many moments of creating. It's been a while since I've made some of these designs, especially like the plushies. I designed them like back in 2022, I think. So I was excited to resurrect them and make them from scratch again. So I hope you enjoy this productive, cozy, crafty vlog, and I hope I can keep you company for the next 20 minutes. See ya! I have to be careful about this because when I first started making bags for people, this is quite silly, of course. The only bag design that had a little butt crack sewn into it was the acorn man. That was like a while ago. But after I like initially posted that, quite a few people were like, I managed to get a pumpkin bag only if it had a little bum like the acorn man. Then I got to thinking like, why not? It takes me 30 seconds to sew in a little bum. So I made it actually an option for all of my plushies and the fruit and veggie bags to have a little butt crack. So some customers said yes to butt and some customers did not. So I have to be careful that I get that right, you know? So I don't accidentally send a bumless one to a customer who requested it and vice versa. This chipboard is very stiff. It really hurts my hand to cut it. Sorry. Maybe I should have used a box cutter. These are nice and stable, so I trust them to be good, like mounting boards. Hello, welcome to my day job. This is where I work. I'm in my home office. Come on, I'll give you a tour. So we set up my office in a den. Living room and dining room is like to the right side here. And when we first moved into the house, this whole room was very dark. Like it was that color underneath that shelf there. So I definitely needed to brighten it up. I girly popped this room with like fairy lights and curtains and like the two-tone paint. And I think it reflects me more now. Here is my very non-aesthetic office setup. I have my personal and work computer and my walking pad. When I started doing remote work full-time, my back pain became worse, and it was because I was sitting most of the day. So now that I'm walking and working for most of the day, it's gotten so much better. And I get my steps, my 10K steps and movement in pretty much every day now. What do I even do for work? I haven't even said that yet. I am a UX and UI designer, and if you're not familiar with that, that is user experience and user interface design. I've been in tech for a little while now, since 2019, and I like my job for the most part. It does tap into a creative skill set I have, and I'm able to maintain some work-life balance. Like before this, I was a high school teacher and work-life balance was like basically non-existent. But that's a story for another day if you want to hear it. That's pretty much it as far as my office goes. I have like some essentials I need for full-time remote work, but I've been at this for a couple of years now, so I feel like I have my routine down pat. I like systems, I like routines. I know a lot of you do as well.
It's like a real Cora.
Yeah, so at the end of December, I took some personal days off along with the Christmas break, and that was an awesome holiday. I spent a lot of quality time with my side of the family. So me and my husband, my mum and dad, my sister and her husband, we spent an amazing Christmas together. And after that, we drove a few hours up north where my in-laws have a house. My husband does have a bigger family, so when we're up there, besides like our group hangout time, everybody does their own thing for the most part. So I can bring up my craft supplies and get some cozy, productive crafting sessions in. When I feel like I'm moving so slow through these waters, at some point the panic and the stress does start to set in. But then I have to remind myself, like, this is what I wanted. Like I mentioned earlier, when I was teaching, all I wanted was a remote job. And when I hadn't started my business, all I wanted was customers that love my art enough where I could make things for them. And I have those now. And I need to remember that like those things aren't guaranteed. And I can't take it for granted. It helps me create things from a more joyful and grounded perspective. Because the joy of creating is to make something that wasn't even there before, isn't it? I mean, we're so strange. Humans are so strange. We often forget, right?
All right.
We're back home now, and I'm resetting up my tufting frame, but I actually got quite a bit done. As you can see, the front and the back sides of the bags are mostly completed. I just need to get my manual tufting gun and fill in the back sides of some of these bags, but that should go pretty quick. But anyway, I'm quite proud of myself with my progress so far. I need to make 5 plushies. I've made 3 clearances. Look at him, he's a cutie. And from there I have 1 more clearance to make. I have 1 request for a Morris. The front side is done, the back side is almost done. Once I finish that up, I can just sew him together and stuff him. That'll wrap up all the plushie pre-orders. And what else? Oh, the sheep bags. I have made 2 sheep bags so far. If you watched my previous video, no, the one before my makeover video, you'll see all of the process that went into making my sheep bags. I just need to make one more. Ugh. Oh, did I show you guys this? Oh man. This is one of my favorite things that I got for Christmas. It looks like a sword, but it's actually scissors. And it comes in its own little sheath. I've never been to a Renaissance fair in my life. 2024 is a year that I'm gonna go. I want to incorporate this piece into my costume. Maybe I'll be like a crafty little warrior druid or something. But anyway, maybe I should start a collection of badass looking scissors. Yeah? Should I? I think I should. Yeah. At this point, I am done punch needling. I am at the assembly stage, which is pretty much stuffing and sewing all these pieces together. Unfortunately, I ran out of yarn, like the special baby blanket yarn that I use for the sheep bags. Like for the third and last sheep bag, I couldn't find that particular yarn at any local craft store around me, so I had to order it online and it was going to be shipped a few days later. I felt so bad, so I reached out to that particular customer and explained the situation, and oh my god, she was so understanding, so kind. I think my customers are some of the most patient and understanding people. They value handmade items and unique art, and I do infuse my own quirks into these creations, so if it resonates with them, it means that much more to me. Okay, what am I working on right now? I've been wanting to design and make these cards for a while so I can send them out with my orders that are punch needle pieces. It's like a punch needle care card where I let the customers know that they can hand wash the pieces very gently or spot clean only. Spot clean is preferred. But not only that, I want to let them know what they could do if they see like a little loop or a yarn thread coming loose from the piece. Because that happens sometimes with punch needle, things get snagged or the fabric gets like pulled and one of the loops might come loose. Like, does this make more sense now? Like sometimes you'll see loops like this. You can cut them off altogether. Now you have a clean edge again. Or sometimes those loops are like smaller. You can poke them back into the fabric. Now you have like a tiny surface again. I don't know. Is that something useful to know? Would you like to have known that if you were buying these pieces? I'm gonna add it. What the heck? I'm gonna put it in. I'm committing. Okay. This is what I ended up with. Please handle punch needle care card. Please handle gently and spot clean only. If the thread is coming loose, you can either cut it off, snip, that's better, or 2, poke it back through the fabric using something pointy, like scissors. Poke, and that's better. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I'm gonna try doing some test prints now. I got a new printer for Christmas. But I have been like putting it off, like setting it up, because I don't know, I hate setting things up. It's really not that bad. Okay, something's happening. I have the app. Let's get ready for ink initialization. I've only ever used cartridges before, not ink bottles. So I'm nervous about this. Check the color and alignment and then insert the ink bottle into the filling pool. What if it like spills though? What do I do? Ah! Oh, okay, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad at all. I thought it was gonna like splash everywhere. I'm gonna print 4 of these cards to a page. Ready? Print. It's so loud. So here's a card. It's okay, I think. The colors are not as vibrant as they look on the screen, but it's good enough for now. I think when I have more time, I'm going to go back in and try to like optimize the ink settings for the paper that I'm using. But this, yeah, this works for now. What do you think about this motley crew over here? This is about 3 weeks of crafting and making and sewing distilled into this colourful pile here. Although I didn't really work as fast as I would have wanted, as usual, I worked as fast as I could, so I'm happy. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I think I was kind of just right in that middle, 3.5 weeks to 4, so at least I didn't kind of exceed the amount of time that my customers were expecting to wait for these orders to be made. I'm going to start packaging them now. My post office luckily has a 24/7 drop box, so I don't care how late it is when I'm done with these packages. I am driving out to the post office tonight and making sure they're dropped off, so by tomorrow morning they will be set to sail off to their new homes. Alrighty, let's get going. Now I'm printing out my shipping labels. This is the first time I've had my shipping labels print without a jam. Ooh. Cutting up the punch needle care cards. We're nearing the end of our journey. Thank you for being such a trooper. I wanted to end this video by sharing with you a new thank you card I made and I wrote for my customers. And the card reads, Dear blank, not too long ago, I dreamt of running a small art shop where I could make odd and soft characters for many wonderful souls like yourself. And now you are directly part of making those dreams come true. Thank you so much for your support and purchase, and thank you for your patience as I made your items lovingly and joyfully in my home studio. I know handmade items take a little while to make, but hopefully they were worth the wait to you. XO Michelle from Sewot Studio. So I hope those cards were read. I really meant those words with like my whole chest. And thank you for sticking around. Maybe you were also working on a creative endeavor yourself while you were watching this video, and I love that for us. Thanks for hanging out with me. Then let's talk again soon. Okay? Goodbye!